This is for beginners when you go from stuck to self-employed, or go from where you are to start the process, get your foot in the door. 10 years ago, this is me. Obviously, looks different. Got on the news. Obviously, I worked out how to do business. Business is very simple. The hard skills of business you can learn on the fucking internet. For me, I derailed myself here. I moved out at home at 14. I derailed myself here, not because of hard business skills, but because of personality problems. No one talks about personality problems, the shit that you think about, you know, the dark thoughts that you have, or whatever it may be, the self-sabotage and all that shit. And if I had someone explain to me at the start, like, okay, and for those that know this, great. Those that are stable, fucking good. But it's hard skills, which is business, and then keeping the money, keeping the thing going for a long time, growing teams, dealing with stress. That is like 70% of the fucking battle. Making money is easy. It's guaranteed, as long as I'll tell you at the end. So here we go. Again, can't fake this stuff. I'm not a fucking guru. Don't call me a fucking guru. I'm not a guru. Real businesses. Currently, so it's about 60 days, 22 of, so here that peak, it's 22 of August to now. So whatever that is, 7th of fucking November. So it trickles along just based on the cashback cadence here. So first business took me fucking ages to make any money. This business, we're at 68, let's call it 70K in 2 months. 2 months from zero. So that is with it's about $5,400 ad spend. 1 in 4 customers buy. It's a 570 average order value, gross. And then from that, cost per lead, or our customer acquisition cost last month was $47, based on how I fixed up a lot of these campaigns here, and I'm slowly descaling some of them. Customer acquisition cost will go to about $20 this month. So this gives you a little bit of an insight. I know what I'm fucking talking about. And obviously, this is a brand new business, so this will be significantly better as data goes on. But these are the lessons. You suck, and that's okay. Money is value. If you don't know how to create value, then you can't make money, or you make very little. So money is value means when you solve problems for people, then you create value, right? So for example, in an hour, at 4 o'clock, we have a cleaner come every week. Cleaning is something my partner and I, we fucking hate doing. We'll pay her a marginal amount of money so that I can film these videos, run the businesses, do whatever. She gets paid a bit, and then I can focus. So she is providing me value disproportionate to the amount of money I'm giving her. So for me, it's a good deal. I get to buy my time back. She gets to make money because she's providing value. So look at your life. If you're working a current job, fantastic, because you can just look at the entire business model and see how they're making money. If you work as a lawnmower for a lawn mowing company, look at the customer journey, like look at the admin teams. How are the inquiries coming in, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. A little bit too advanced. But at the start, you suck, and that's okay. And I'll use a sporting analogy after this. All hard skills are on YouTube. Learn on Google, learn on YouTube, but you need to practice and fail. Reps of failure equals progress towards success. So I had a thesis when I was about 12 where I was like, as long as I just get started and as long as I just fuck up as many times as I possibly fucking can, I'll learn what not to do. So 2019, 19 years of age, before I started Tasty became basically Adelaide's biggest car business in terms of like detailing and restoration protection. And the reason it did that, not because I was great at business, it was because I spent the last however many years before 19 learning what not to do. And I remember sitting with my mates, we were smoking cones, and I remember being like, fuck, this is so straightforward. I just don't do this, and don't fuck this up, don't fuck that up, don't do this, boom, and it worked. So failure is the path to success. So yeah, go fail more. Advice is contextual books too. We need different information at different stages, i.e. me reading about human behavior when I was 14 and trying to start a business would have been useless because I didn't know anything about business. Could have been a good book, could have been the best book in the world, but it was absolutely contextually useless to me at the time. The question is, where am I now? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? And then you reverse the skills backwards. So if you want to make $100 million, for example, what does $100 million look like? What stresses does that look like on a daily basis? What books would I need to know? Do I need to read autobiographies of billionaires? What things? I'd probably go on ChatGPT and be like, what is Elon Musk's skill set or some shit? And then I just work out what skills you're at right now. You're a video game character. You're at level 1. You have this like baseline subset of skills. In order to get to level 10, you need to work out what that requires. What does a level 10 character look like? Maybe their accounting column is up here. Maybe their financial literacy column is up here. Maybe their general emotional pose is up here, right? And then if you look at you versus there, you're like, okay, my emotional pose is down here. They're there. What does that gap look like? How do I get there? And you just stack. This is Hormozi's framework with this, but this is 100%. This is exactly how it goes. You can't invest your way to the wealth at the start. Common problem. When I was younger, I realized that in order for me to get really, really rich, I need to be in business. If you have $1,000 and you do what everyone else tells you at the time, which is like invest your fucking money, you're investing like marginal. Yes, it's a good habit, but it's very marginal, right? And you're not building any skills. So if you have 100 grand, and for most 100 grand is a fucking lot of money, and you put it in the stock market, let's say you get an abnormally ridiculous return of 10%. You make 10 grand a year. It's fuck all, right? Yes, it compounds. But for example, to unlock 500% returns on your money, you need to be in business. And to do, well, your next thing, find mentors you'd be happy to swap lives with and then pay them what they're worth. Last 30 days, we did 892% on our advertising campaigns. So from fresh, and I will look to increase that return. So every dollar you put in, we get $9 back. And then based on how good I can become at marketing, how good I can fuck with the ads, how good I can fix our landing pages, our sales pages, the flow, pre-consult flows, all that shit will increase that return. And you can't do this in stocks. Like, you fucking cannot. So you get the money from business and then you invest it in things that make money. Simple shit. But i.e. you do a job for someone, you clean someone's house, you save that money. That's the slow way. Or you can pay for leads and you can grow that way. I'll talk about it at the end. You take that money and you only buy shit that makes money. If you're like me, I am a compulsive fucking spender. So I realized at some point, if I'm going to spend all my money, I may as well spend it on shit that just doesn't disappear, like a property. But I don't have the money. Welcome to the real world. Over to you. This is where the individual creative aspects of how you navigate the world will dictate the ladder in which you end up on in terms of how successful you are. So, but I don't have money. Perfect example. To do, Aussie People, 30 Properties by 30 by Eddie Deline. This is a great book that will break beliefs. So it's like, I can't invest. Then you learn how to invest and you learn how to get creative with things. Again, this is contextual. This would not come before you understand business. This would not come before you have ridiculous amounts of money. This would apply potentially in only cases where you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you're a high-paying individual. For example, I know a doctor, he's in property now because he has an excess of cash. That's it. So again, it's contextual steps. What's the chronological order? Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant will get you from beginner. Like if you're listening right now and you're a complete fucking noob, Rich Dad, Poor Dad will fix your like dud mindset in terms of like realizing you need a job and all that shit. And then Cash Flow Quadrant will break that down, but you have to read that after. Cool. Pick a business that suits your personality. Is it service? Is it e-com? Do you like talking? Do you like getting your hands dirty? Do you not want to talk to people? Etc. Etc. So again, you have to ask yourself these questions. If everything in my life went perfectly and the year was 10 years from now, then what would my life look like? I asked this question in 2019. I sound like a full depressed cunt here because I know I was fucked at this point. This before I started tasting, before I started any of that shit. 13th November 2019. All right. If you fucking see it, I literally sat there in a car and I was like, what do I want my life to look like?
Life in the next 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
Really like coming in towards
Sound
my
fucked.
fucking...
10 years is a better way because you can kind of expand the thinking, but that there and then gave me clarity. Most people want more. It's the petty in the car thing. You put gasoline in a car, you don't know where you're fucking driving, you're going to drive in circles. So find out where you want to go. Time do you want to wake up, where you're living, what does your partner look like? Are you working at McDonald's? Assuming no one wants to be fucking working at McDonald's in 10 years, so specify it. Where do you want to work? And we go next. Just start. You will suck balls for ages. It's exactly like sport. So primary school, remember when we started school, we did sport. Most of us, when we started, when we were in fucking the baby years, 5, 6, we were pretty unco, pretty retarded, pretty shit at sport. When you, for example, let's use soccer. If you start soccer, you suck. You probably can't pass the ball properly. You can't get it to go straight. You overkick it. You just don't know. But as you do the reps, as you know, as you kick a ball enough, you start to realize, like, if I kick it at this pace, it's going to go here. If I do that, it's going to do this. And you're not actively nothing changes other than time, right? So time's a variable plus reps. So you will suck. You'll suck at business. For example, we start fucking, I don't know, electrofishing or some shit. I don't know anything about that. We will suck, and that is okay. We just have to start. Personality problems undermine everything. This is probably one of the most important things. Hard skills and making money is like really, really, really easy. Getting leads, getting customers, growing a business, making money is really, really easy. I didn't always believe that. That is a limiting belief. You have to break that. But once you break that and you do realize that, keeping the money long-term and thinking long-term is hard. The overall premise I got is basically the more or the less elated you are, the less hyper, the less your highs are high, the less your lows are low. When you think, oh, when I have money, life will be good, etc. When I don't have money, life will be shit. When you're thinking in these polarities, you're a bit cuckoo. So the biggest part here is you need to learn about psychology and basically yourself and human behavior. John DeMartini's fantastic from this. I learned from another mentor that learned under John. Concise Laws of Human Nature is probably a bit advanced. How to Win Friends and Influence is probably a big one. That's probably the best book I've ever read in terms of like understanding people, etc. Side segue for the ones that are die hard here. If you actually want to get really rich, go find a door-to-door sales job. Do it for 6, 12 months, become excellent at sales. Like you will, if you do that, it will work. I'm fucking certain. Buy leads for less than your gross profit. Then just keep buying more until you cap out your profit levels. To do, learn paid ads. So go on Google, learn how to do Facebook ads or Google ads. Pick one channel, pick one thing. So we've picked Facebook for this business. Facebook will get us to millions plus before I need to bring in Google. Google was a distraction. So learn one platform really fucking well. Obviously, you need a product, and then customer management and ascension through high level. So go high level, paid ads. And if you go to my channel, there's a business systems video. After 10 years of doing business, that model there is the most idiot proof thing you can ever do. You set it up, any business, as long as the business isn't a fucking dud, you're not selling like super niche shit where there's no audience. You just keep buying leads. As long as your leads cost less, for example, in our case, we're paying $47 to make 570 gross. Obviously, there's costs, etc. involved in that, but you just re-roll that playbook over and over and over again. So basically, that summarizes it. Starting point: Do 75 Hard by Andy Frisella properly. You can look that up on fucking Google. You'll realize your personality deficiencies by doing this. I did this 2020, I think. It took me a whole year to get through it once, and I fucked it up 4 or 5 times. But in that process of fucking up, I realized how deluded I was in thinking I was good at things, but then realizing that I couldn't even execute a fucking 5-day fucking plan thing for 75 days. You start a business for a low amount because you need to learn the skills. You need to learn soccer, for example. Pretty sure it's the Lean Startup was the book where they mentioned the Zappos story. The dude that started Zappos, $1 billion company, basically, instead of buying the stock at the start, he created a website for shoes. He walked around to all the local shoe shops in his area, took pictures of the different shoes, and then put them on an e-com website. And then as people started to buy the shit to validate the idea, he'd then go to the shop, buy the shoes, and send it off from there. And then when he's like, okay, this thesis of mine about selling shoes, etc., seems to be something I could gamble on, then he put money into it. So it's like, okay, you can test a thesis because realistically, business is just thesis. You're creating a hypothesis of what you think will work. And then you test it, but you want to test it without going fucking under. If mindset is an issue, it probably will be. Breakthrough Experience by John DeMartini. I worked with Michael Mojo, fantastic. Go see a shrink, do whatever you need to do. Again, with shrinks, just look at their life and see if you want to take advice from them. And that's it, simple scales. That's it. There's nothing more to it. I wish there was. There's no magic pill, there's no secret. It's just like sport. Business is just like sport, getting rich is just like sport. You suck at the start, you just keep going to practice. You're not going to practice, you're not playing sport, you don't even have fucking soccer shoes. Maybe look at that. That's why you're not making money. So yeah, I hope that helps. Thank you very much.